Last week was a pretty amazing week for the crypto market. We've seen Bitcoin go for, what was it, like $62,000 all the way to $80,000. And as everybody was expecting, the lower prices and Bitcoin to hit like 40K or 50K, or, the bears were just getting crazy with lower and lower targets because we always have to bottom in October and everything like that. And I've been having my brother on the channel for the past 4 or 5 months already, talking about this exact thing that everybody's waiting for lower. Everybody has been bearish for so long and everybody's expecting just one more leg down where everybody would be able to buy and get extremely rich. And what happened instead? We've seen one of the largest short liquidations in crypto's history, with Bitcoin pumping, what was it, 25% in just 2 or 3 days, catching all the bears on the wrong foot and basically liquidating their entire portfolios at the worst possible time, because we're headed in one of the largest bull runs that all of us have seen. I think that the people that joined crypto this past bull run, who were promised, bull run like we had in 2021 or the previous crazy one that we had in 2017, 2018, they joined crypto with the hopes that they're gonna get the gains. Unfortunately, this past bull run wasn't it, but I think finally those who stuck around are gonna finally see what a real bull run feels like. And in this video, I want us to have a look at the ICP price, which, moved pretty nicely. I want to make a parallel between ICP and Zcash. I even made a post about this, which got, pretty good engagement, like close to 300 likes. And I discussed this with my brother in the Wednesday episodes that we do together. I think that ICP could potentially have a run similar to Zcash that went from just a few dollars, like $20 or $30, like $35, and it is now like $800. I think that there is a real possibility that ICP can potentially have a move similar to this one. So 40x your money had you bought the Zcash, the ZEC bottom back in July 2024. And the reason why I'm saying that ICP can have a similar move to Zcash is this one. So let's check out the tweet that I made, and then we can further break it down on the chart. So ICP will have a run similar to Zcash at some point where we break out of our bubble and suddenly everybody starts talking about the tech and the breakthroughs that Definity and the team have been building over the past, I think it's a decade right now since ICP has been, in development, like hundreds of developers and thousands of human person years of R&D, which is something no other blockchain has under its belt. And this is the important part. Nobody was talking about Zcash prior to the pump, and once it happened, everybody acted like it was the best thing in the world. And I want to have a look at the Zcash chart just so that people understand just how much people had to wait for what looked like an overnight success from Zcash. So let me just have the 1-day chart here on Zcash. And there was this super boring period in between 2021. This was the peak for ZEC. And then there were like 4 or 5 years when really nothing had happened. So I think it's this period in between that ZEC was in is very similar to the period that ICP has been in over the past 4-5 years, I would say. So it's 1,200 days of really nothing happening. And I'm sure that Zcash has influencers and KOLs and content creators that they were shilling Zcash. They were talking about Zcash, the presenting all of the narratives like privacy and it's better than Monero and it's private Bitcoin and so on and so forth. However, until the market makers, until the institutions, until the people with super deep pockets decided to pick Zcash and then pump it, nobody outside of the bubble of Zcash heard about what Zcash is. So this was 1,200 days, 1,200 days where the price really didn't do a lot. Like it was moving in a like 60% range, going up, going down. People would get bullish and then bearish and so on and so forth. And I think that ICP is currently in that period that Zcash has been in. And I think that ICP has been accumulating in this range for even longer than maybe Zcash wasn't. So the Zcash period of up, down was around 1,200 days. ICP has been in this one for close to 1,600 days. It's like 5 years that, we have been talking about ICP. Definity has been developing the network, making it the most technologically advanced blockchain in the world, onboarding countries like Pakistan and Switzerland and so on and so forth. And people outside the internet computer protocol bubble, they don't really know about stuff like this. Like, sure, we're talking about it. We're getting, tens of thousands of views every single month. However, we are in a bubble. So what really happens when the price is going, up and down and not really a lot of things are happening is this is a distribution, like somebody is accumulating ICP at those levels. And of course, a small percentage of that is us, retail. But I think that institutions and super big whales, they are looking at everything, and they are for sure looking at ICP right now and accumulating. And when the time is right, when all of the retail lost their bags because they fell for the FUD and coordinated attacks, and they have accumulated enough of the network, that is when the social media engine, the content creators, and everybody else will be put in motion, and ICP is going to break out of the bubble. And you're going to hear every single person, every single content creator, every single KOL, they will be talking about ICP. They will be talking about the breakthroughs and technology, and everything can be on chain and everything should be on chain. The internet is going to move on chain. We're going to hear all of those things, not just from us, the ICP content creators that have been covering ICP for the past 3, 4, 5 years, but we're going to hear it from everybody else. I think it's going to be super similar to what happened back in November when we had everybody just talk about Internet Computer Protocol, and accounts with hundreds of thousands of followers and millions of followers were shilling ICP, and we saw what that did for the price in just a short matter of 1 or 2 weeks. ICP pumped 3 times from below $3 all the way to close to $7. What I think right now, and I'm not a technical trader, I'm not a trader at all, we can see this downtrend for ICP. What I want from ICP is to break above this trend. And if I'm seeing this, then you can be sure that traders are also eyeing this and waiting for the signal just to be able to go long and just make nice profits like they did back in November. So I think that it's not out of the question, and it's actually likely that we're gonna see a similar run on ICP like we saw on Zcash, where all of a sudden everybody's gonna talk about ICP, and everything that we've been saying for the past 5 years, everybody else will be repeating. Because that's the thing with ICP, it's super easy to show because it has so many things going for itself. The only thing that people complain with ICP is the price. Once the price is not going to be a problem anymore, it's going to be so much more attractive to people. And don't be surprised when you're going to see people, ape into ICP once we break $20, $30, $50, $100. More and more people are going to be like, yeah, this is it. This is going to be the next ETH. It's going to go to thousands and thousands of dollars. And people are going to be willing to buy ICP at, $100 plus, more than they're willing to buy it right now for $2.41, which, by the way, is one of the cheapest prices that I've seen ICP trade for in the 4 or 5 years that I've been covering it. And I want to have a look at some of the stats, because last week was just absolutely crazy for ICP and for many cryptos. For basically all of the cryptos, we saw massive pumps on basically everything. The interesting thing is that we had the pumps, and then a massive cascade of liquidations also happened. So people got super bullish super fast. And the market makers are not going to let everybody ride for free, just go into the bull run with their 20x, 50x longs open. So what we saw, I think it was on Sunday or Saturday, we saw a massive week to the downside, and ICP was also hit by this one. So we had the price pumping. We're going to look on ICP because this channel is about ICP. So ICP went up and up and up and up and up and up. In a matter of 2 days, it went up 25%, which is a pretty sizable pump. And then all of a sudden, it was the 22nd of August, we had a massive long liquidation cascade. It wicked close to 20% down, closing most of the late longs. People that were trying to get super bullish, thinking that this is it, we're going straight to $20, so I may as well just 10x my ICP long and just be mega long. That's why I always say, listen, try to stay away from leverage, buy ICP spot and hold that way. No matter what the ICP price does, you're not going to get liquidated. And if ICP goes where we think it will go, you don't even need leverage for that. Like if ICP goes to like $200, $300, $400, $500, you don't need 10x leverage and just risk losing your bag and getting liquidated. So that was a pretty unfortunate event. Like billions of dollars, I think, were liquidated in total. And let's check out this post from Fabio here. Today, in just a few hours, more than $524 million of long positions were already wiped out in crypto, especially on altcoins. I think it's even more than 524 million, but this was probably at the beginning of the move. We can see here the top liquidations, by project. So stay stay away from leverage, stay away from borrowing money to buy crypto. Just buy spot with whatever money you have available or spare for investments, and then you can sleep well at night knowing that you're holding one of the fundamentally strongest coins in crypto. So sorry for everybody who got wiped out. I'm really sorry for you. Thankfully, the liquidations on ICP in comparison with, the other coins were not that severe, but it definitely stings because we are at the beginning of one of the most incredible bull runs we're gonna have and we're gonna witness in our lifetimes. It's really good to not pay that much attention to Twitter, especially during the weekends. I didn't even see the massive crash that we had on Saturday because I was not on my phone, I was not on X, I was actually climbing one of the tallest mountains in Romania with my fiance. And I missed the entire dump. I was not scared of it. I posted this. I put ICP on one of the tallest mountains in Romania. It's Mount Omu, 2,507 meters high. Now the ICP supercycle can finally begin. And the funny thing about this was a photo taken by some guy there on the top of the mountain, a Romanian guy. And he actually saw the logo and he asked like, is that ICP? And I was like, hell yeah, it is. And he knew about ICP. So a random guy on one of the tallest mountains in Romania recognized the ICP logo, and now ICP will forever have been on top of one of the tallest mountains in Romania, which is pretty cool. And finally, I want to give you guys an update on my LP farming journey on MaxFi. And I started this is exactly 1 month. So I started it on July 24th with $2,500. And this is the result after 1 month. And as I mentioned in this tweet, my initial goal was to make an extra like $500 to $600 just, to cover rent and gas and, other monthly expenses that I have. And to my surprise, this outperformed like crazy. I didn't expect those gains. This really has taken me by surprise. And I want to show you guys the positions here. Right now, I'm making $73 a day, which, listen, doesn't sound like much, but it definitely adds up over time. And for the people that are wondering, well, where is the APR coming from? Where's the money coming from? It doesn't come from MaxFi itself. Like, those fees are being generated whenever people trade tokens on Uniswap, PancakeSwap, Aerodrome, and whatever decentralized exchange they trade. You make an LP pair. In my case, it's Cashcat because I'm bullish on Cashcat because it's the #1 meme coin on Robinhood. You put one side, let's say Ethereum, the other side you put dollars if you want to be safe. And whenever people trade that pair, like Ethereum dollars, or in my case, Cashcat with WETH, they have to pay this 0.3% fee. This fee goes to everybody who's providing liquidity. That's where you get the money from. The cool thing with MaxFi, what it does, makes sure that you make more money than if you wouldn't use it. It's a little bit technical. I recommend you watch the videos that I did with the founders of MaxFi because I don't want to get super technical in this video. It would take me another like 5 or 10 minutes to break it down. Basically, MaxFi is an LP manager that makes sure you make more money. That's the gist of it. So they don't pay you anything. You're getting paid by Uniswap, PancakeSwap, so on and so forth. And this is the result. Exactly 1 month, started with $2,500. Now the position, the principal is up to like $3,600 almost. And I withdrawn like $800 to my own bank just to make the money real and be able to pay for whatever the hell I want. So that's MaxFi. That is the Internet Computer Protocol. That is everything that I wanted to cover. Once again, thank you to every single one of you who has been with me on this journey for the past 4 or 5 years. It's been, listen, it's been good, it's been bad, but what matters is that we are still here at the beginning of what I believe is going to be one of the most incredible bull runs in our life. And to the bears, people are saying, no, this is just a dead cat bounce. We're going to go down. We're going to go down. Listen, bro, the time to be bearish is behind us. You were right to be bearish for the past 9 months or 10 months or 12 months or whatever. That time is over. Don't become bearish at the bottom. And I've been saying this whenever ICP was close to $2. I was telling people this is the cheapest price that I've seen ICP trade for, and people still said no, it's gonna go to $1 because it has to fill the week from the 10th of 10th or whatever, 10th of November. It's gonna go down there. We're gonna buy ICP for 50 cents. Well, you can wait for that, or you can jump into the ICP bandwagon and be a winner together with us, because I think there is more chances that we go up from here than go down. This is the video for today. Thank you to everybody for watching this. Leave your thoughts and questions in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.